throwing bubble screens and shit. Get the fuck out of here. The third one when he got sacked, and they got the sack fumble, and they went to, that was right there season momentum. And then Belichick and them, they did something that was smart. Atlanta so goddamn stupid, Warren. After it was 28-20, no. After it was 28-12, and they forced them to kick a field goal. New England, they kicked the ball off. They told the kicker, don't kick that shit in the end zone. Put that shit in play. They kicked that shit in play. The guy caught the ball on the 6-yard line for Atlanta. This stupid motherfucker runs out of bounds at the 12.
Unbelievable.
So instead of giving them the ball, kicking it off, letting them kneel down, they put the ball in play. This stupid motherfucker from Atlanta fielded the ball on the 6, which he had to, and then he ran out of bounds on the 16-yard line. And then 2 plays later, they get the script fumble.
So, man, what's the fallout for Atlanta?
None. Shanahan gone. Dan Quinn ain't going nowhere. But I'm going to tell you something. Dan Quinn, he built that team just like Pete Carroll, just like Jimmy Johnson built their defense. He said, I don't give a damn about size. I want you to be motherfucking fast and quick. That's how Jimmy Johnson brought the Cowboys around back in this. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
When he got all them goddamn quick, fast linebackers, slim defensive, slim-ass defensive ends, they could chase you down. I was pretty impressed with Atlanta's quickness on defense the first half, wasn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was my first time. Big Beasley, I didn't hear Big Beasley's name get called at all. He might have been on the take. I didn't even know he was in the damn game.
Nah, they were double teaming Beasley. They were double teaming him.
Big Beasley getting double teamed.
Yeah, he was getting double teamed.
Okay, I wonder what happened to him. The big tall slim cornerback in the secondary that kept knocking everything down.
Goodwin.
The one they talking about was a former quarterback.
You talking about Goodwin?
Yeah, he impressed me.
Yeah.
That was my first time watching Atlanta really play.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker picked that ball off in the slot and took that shit to the house.
So if you had to choose between one of those running backs to give big money to one of those running backs, Coleman or Freeman, who'd you put the money on?
Oh, it's gonna be Freeman. Freeman showed me something. I ain't seen Freeman. I ain't really watched Atlanta this year. But boy, Freeman showed me something. That nigga was, man, they did that tall sweep to the end. Man, that nigga went around that corner so goddamn fast. And then he was stopping on dimes and juking and shit. Man, he showed me something. Boy, he showed me something.
So how you feel about him only having 11 carries last night?
That's all he had.
Yep. For 70-something yards, man. He averaged 6.8 yards carried.
How many Coleman had?
Coleman had 7 carries for 31 yards. I
told you. When has 3rd and 1 become a goddamn passing down? I don't get that, man. That is fucking ridiculous. 3rd and 1 is not a passing down, Warren. You live to have the ball in short yard situations so you can have the fear of the pass. Y'all could just play action. They could have done anything. You want to be in 3rd and 1. I feel he was gashing them too.
So, I mean...
They said, hey, Randy Moss said Julio Jones only had 4 catches.
Yeah, he only had 4 targets. He had 4 catches for 87 yards. Yeah, 4 catches for 87 yards. He only had 4 targets. They ain't thrown out one bubble screen to him. I saw Atlanta do a game last year. He had 10. He had 11. He had 11 targets in the first quarter. They ain't thrown out one bubble screen to Julio to get him going. I mean,
he was going. Every time they threw the ball to him, he made a hell of a catch.
But what I'm saying though, Terry, everybody listen to this morning coffee show. I got my neighbor, my former neighbor Terry on the line. Hey Terry, hey, every catch Julio made, you talking about a 7 route, a 6 route. I'm talking about an easy, quick, hard hitting screen. You know what I'm saying? Julio, big wide receiver, could take those 0 routes, make somebody miss, and go yard on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Run over a defensive back. You know what I'm saying? Why they didn't throw one of those passes to Julio to get him to lay on one of those cornerbacks? Why?
You already knew what Belichick was going to do. Belichick was going to try to take him out the game. Their goal was to take him out the game. They couldn't take him out the game, but guess what? It distracted Shanahan and Atlanta's coaching staff so much that they felt like they were going to take him out the game, so they didn't go to him as much as they should to. They should as they should. I mean, Gabriel and Sanu, they weren't dropping balls. The tight end wasn't dropping balls. They were getting what they wanted, but at the point in time when they tried to go to Julio, it was covered up. Look, what's called from New England? Man, New England, you got to admit, New England played a bad first half because them receivers were dropping a lot of balls underneath.
Now, they were dropping balls.
They were dropping a lot of balls underneath.
They were dropping balls, but Brady wasn't on either. Brady threw a lot of balls in the ground. He threw a lot of rubber ducks, and he missed.
A lot in the ground.
And he missed Edmonds.
They were stunting. They were confusing them. I'm gonna tell you the turning point of the game that a lot of people won't realize. After Brady threw that pick six, 2 plays later, they got to Brady again, and they hit his arm, and the ball was just spiraling in the air. And out of nowhere, Martellus Bennett comes and snatches it. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That had pick six written all over it. That had pick six written all over it. Atlanta choked, man. But then, I got to hear Pittsburgh Steelers fans, other people fans talking about Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. Man, this shit pisses me off. How are you going to talk about back in the day when Montana was doing it? Wasn't no free agency and this and that and all that. They talked about, LeBron and Dwayne Wade and them talking about he the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh, man, this is like, oh, my goodness. You heard Marshall Park say it, didn't you?
Nah, what'd he say?
What's that show Marshall Park be on?
NFL Network.
Yeah, and is it Rich Eisen?
Yeah, Rich Eisen, Warner, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders. Yeah.
Okay, Rich Eisen said, talking about if Brady wins this game, he's got to be the greatest of all time. And he asked everybody on the panel. And then when he got to Marshall Park said, don't ask me that. And he's like, what you talking about? He said, don't ask me that. Talking about, I'm not going to agree to that. Talking about, if you want to say he's the greatest of all time, you got to put an asterisk beside his name. And then Deion was like, man, you still proud over that Super Bowl? Hell, they filmed my walkthrough. He said, hell, they filmed our walkthrough. Shit.
He right. You agree with him?
You got to put an asterisk beside his name. Deflated balls. Come on, man. When the commissioner has to see your phone, you done smash your phone like you goddamn Aaron Hernandez.
How much money you lose last night on that game, Terry?
I saw maybe a couple hundred. My play, I took New England because I knew they were going to cheat their way to the top. But my play was the low. I didn't think they could get 59 points.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't think if New England, my play was New England in the low. Because I felt like if New England won, I didn't think Belichick would have a shootout with them. I never thought Belichick would have a shootout, but it wasn't really a shootout. Atlanta jumped down their ass. And, I'm going to tell you what's the thing that's so very concerning. You do know they scored 31 in answer, right?
Yeah, I do.
That is unreal, Warren. 31 unanswered, and a 17-minute period. I really stopped watching it when they threw that touchdown. Was that Tevin Coleman that caught that ball at the backfield and that big white boy linebacker was trying to chase after him? Or was that Freeman that caught that when Atlanta got that?
That was Coleman. That was Coleman. That was Coleman.
Yeah. When Coleman caught that ball, that linebacker had no way in hell catching up with him. They could have ran screens. Look what New England started doing. New England started running screens on their ass. So that dude who set the record with 14 receptions, James White. What you think of James White?
He nice. He nice.
Where he at of?
James White. I think James White. I think he played for James White. I think he played for Tennessee. I'm not mistaken. Tennessee or USC, one of those two schools.
What about that rookie receiver Mitchell?
Oh man, Mitchell. Where Mitchell from? Damn. I want to say Mitchell. I think he had. I ain't sure. I don't want to guess and tell you no lie.
You know, Michael Floyd was deactivated.
Oh, you know that. You know, Super Bowl is about corporate as ever, and they don't want no guy with DUI being the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would have been surprised if Belichick didn't cut Michael Floyd before the game.
Mm-hmm. You know,
the only reason they picked him up was because the rookie receiver Mitchell was hurt and Amendola was hurt.
Mm-hmm. RC in the chat room, he says James White should have been the MVP. You agree?
They will give it to James White.
14 receptions, 100 and over 100 yards receiving. Touchdown or two.
How about? Hey man, I'm gonna tell you somebody who started becoming annoying, like Chris Collinsworth. Listen to Randy Moss, man. Randy Moss, man, he's becoming annoying. You probably didn't see the press conference after the game, did you?
Nah, I ain't watched that crap.
Hey, Belichick walked over to the booth with, what was Trent Dilfer at? Trent Dilfer got fired?
He walked
over to the booth. Trent Dilfer, it was Steve Young, Berman, and Randy Moss. Belichick walked over to the booth, and they was like, well, look who's here. And Belichick really just came over there to say bye to Chris Berman because it was his last game. They go Randy Moss, fucking cock rider. He played for New England his whole career. That's my coach. That's my coach right there. You come up here, coach. Don't you sit over there. You come up here, coach. I'm like, dude, you played for New England maybe 2 years. That's my coach. This is my organization right here. I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, what the hell? Hey, I'm like, hey, 81. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? We did it, coach. You come in here, coach. We did it, coach. Hey, what the fuck? I'm like, are you serious?
They said Malcolm Mitchell from University of Georgia.
Okay, I remember who he is now.
I don't remember him at Georgia. I ain't watched that many Bulldog games. But
I don't remember.
Huh?
I remember. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, man, come on, man. You know, Jalen Rose, I can deal with Jalen Rose. You know what I'm saying? I can deal with Chauncey Billups. I really can't deal with Brendan Haywood because Brendan Haywood, you could tell every time he got a shot to say something about Duke, he'll say it. But Jalen Rose and the rest of them guys, they're biased. Randy Moss ain't biased. Like Jalen Rose, he was speaking freely. Jalen Rose said that last year in the finals, they got down Harrison Barnes at an STD. That's why he had such a poor series. And Chauncey